Hi everyone, this is Patty from Metaphysical Insight, and I just want to do a little video to answer, a couple of questions and let you know what I do and how I do my readings, etc. Okay, so um, my clients will ask me certain, questions, and one of those questions is, what is the difference between a psychic or actually, what is the difference between, a psychic tarot reader and just a tarot reader? So I am a psychic tarot reader, and the psychic tarot readers, okay, the psychics, they deal mostly with four clairs. There's more than four, but there's the four that are the pretty pronounced ones, okay, which is clairaudience, that's where you hear. Claircognizance, it's where you see things. Clairsentience, it's where you sense things and feel things. And clear cognizance is when you just know things. And so for me, it goes way back to childhood where I just kind of like knew things or feel things. And I felt a little different, which is when people say the word different, they always put this negative spin on it. Different isn't always negative. Okay. It's just something, else. And also I felt kind of like, man, there's something special about me. And a little kid saying or feeling something special has no ego to it because what does a little kid know about the word ego? They don't even know what that means. So again, it goes back to, childhood for me for, my abilities. Didn't say anything to anyone, didn't tell parents anything. I just was like a little kid, I was just a little kid and I just kind of like figured that's what it was like. So anyway, let's get into just a little background. And so let's get into what a psychic tarot reader like I do incorporates those clairs into the tarot reading, the cards. Okay, so they use the tarot cards. They come in different backings, different. They come with borders. They come like they come like this, without borders. I have several decks. I love, the tarot cards. They're a great tool. I mostly use my psychic ability. So when I do that, I also channel. Okay, I channel people. I have different readings, so you could check that out on my site, the different readings that I do. So I kind of incorporate, that into my psychic tarot reading. Like I channel people, say someone's asking me about some guy they met and they want to know, why are they doing this or why are they saying this or why aren't they, blah, blah, blah. I can actually channel that person, know why they say things, why they don't say things, why they do things, why they don't do things, etc., etc. So I like that. That's very cool. And my clients like that as well too. So I do that, especially in love readings. My clients like to know what's happening, or like they just met a guy or something like that. They want to know, all this stuff about them. I could see what they've, what their background is, everything. Are they worth it for you, or are you gonna be with them long term? Things like that. So and then I kind of like, use my tarot cards as a tool as well. It kind of, gives me a little insight more on certain things with it. Kind of shows me too if there's a couple, more than a, couple guys or women or whatever, I'm saying in the scenario. A tarot reader is someone that does not use any of those psychic abilities. They either don't have those psychic abilities or they don't use them. Why, I don't know, but most likely they don't. And so all they do is they know what these cards mean. Okay, they'll read, they'll research, they'll learn what each card means, and then they'll kind of read them like that. You will know, and here's the word of caution, okay, because I don't like when anybody gets ripped off, especially my clients, okay? You will know, okay, they're just a tarot reader, they just really don't have that ability. They'll say, oh, this card means so and so, and this means so and so, and this could be that. You're going to know right off the bat. They either know what they're talking about, or they don't, or they just read tarot and don't really know anything else about it. just watch, because there's a lot, like any other field, there's a lot of scammers out there, and they just want money, and which really infuriates me. So just keep an eye out. If you're not happy with the reading, just let them know, and just don't read with them again. So you know knowing the cards are one thing, but just because one card means one thing and another card means another thing, you need to know sometimes when you put them together, they could mean something different, or they add to things. It's not just cut and dry. So you'll know, okay? So it's best to find yourself a psychic tarot reader and make sure that they use their abilities in their readings. Then I'm also a psychic medium. So that's what I go by. I'm a psychic medium. And so I use all my abilities, those clairs, okay, and I put them in my channeling and everything. I use them in my mediumship readings. So the medium is a person who connects with the passed over loved ones, okay, loved ones, friends, whatever, still I call them loved ones. And that is being able to, speak with them. I see them actually, which is really, really cool. I love that. Not everybody can see them. And some people that do see them don't want to. Maybe it just doesn't set right with them. Just so you know, all psychic mediums, all psychic readers, et cetera, et cetera. We do have different styles of reading and different ways that we receive messages, and that's great. Okay, that's great, because the bottom line is we want to get that message that is true. So again, back to the mediumship. This is how I read. Okay, I use 3 guides, and I love my guides. Thank you very much. They help me bring through a loved one. So how I do it is I do a little meditation. Sometimes I, change up things a little bit depending on how I feel or what's happening. I do a little meditation prior. Like I'll ask my client, who do you want to speak with? And I just want to know what the relationship is to that passed over loved one. And so sometimes I don't ask. Okay. And then I just kind of ask my guides, like, who do you want to speak to, or who do, they want to speak to. And so I'll do a little meditation, and then I see if I can have my guides connect me with that person that they want to chat with and get some information. I ask for information to validate that they are who they are, and to give me evidence of who they are in relation to my client, because you're talking to anybody, you don't know who they are. And so, they have to give me information that my client will understand. Not everything that they say is going to resonate with your client, because sometimes your client can't remember things. And later on, they'll go, oh, yeah. I always send my client a snapshot of what I write down prior to our actual call together. So I kind of do a little meditation. I do about 15 minutes of that, and I go ahead and write the stuff down, what I get. And then when they call, I go over that with them. And then I'm like, who do you want to speak to? Or if I knew who they want to speak to, I said, it makes sense to you? Yes. And then we kind of get into things, and we get further into it. And then I also let my clients ask questions if they want to do something like that, which is like really cool. And then I'll connect with the loved over. So let me just tell you this, okay? It is not easy for a deceased person to come through, okay? It takes a lot of energy, and it takes even more energy for them to speak. So lots of times they'll give symbols. Lots of times they will actually say things. They'll say words. Sometimes you get a short sentence, but for them to give you a whole story, like we're talking back and forth, not really, okay? You maybe get a short sentence. So you almost have to it's like a puzzle. You almost have to put it together and kind of figure out what they're saying and what they're talking about and where they're going with the situation. So also since I can see them, but I can see them only if they allow me to see them. And so I've been lucky to be able to see, and I love seeing, the past overs. It's great. I love meeting all these beautiful energies on the other side, and seeing what they look like, and then telling my client. I do tell my client that they sometimes look like what they look like to my client when they remember them last, or how they dressed, looked, etc., um, as they were in the earthly plane. I do want to add really quickly that they do not lose their personality. Their personality is absolutely the same. They do not change that, okay, which is cool. They also can change their hair color, their hairstyle, their hair length, the clothes that they wear. Okay, they could wear glasses, they could not wear glasses. It all depends on what they want. They could be any age that they want to be. And lots of times, like I'll have like the passed over, they'll be an age where something so wonderfully significant happened in their life, and they enjoy that. They were so happy for them that they want to be that age, because that just keeps reminding them of that. Then I'll have clients that are a specific age, say maybe like 23 or something is a great age. That's what I'm going to be when I come, I pass over. I'm going to stay 23 forever. And so just take 23 for example. They felt they looked most, best at that. They were happiest, they're healthiest, they were pretty, handsome, whatever you want to say at that age. So they're going to be that age. Okay. And say they had brown hair on the earthly plane, and they always wanted to be a blonde, or what it was like to be a blonde, and just never did. So maybe they have blonde hair. And maybe they had short hair here and they have long hair there. So it just depends, but I always ask, and I will ask to my clients sometimes, did your loved one have maybe like that dark hair or something? Especially if they passed when they're older, because obviously they have the gray hair. When they show me sometimes with dark hair, they're an older person, but they show me with dark hair. I'll ask my client, did they have, show me dark hair? Did they have dark hair when they were younger? And they were like, yes, they had dark hair when they were younger. So it just depends. So that's a nice added bonus for my client, because they like to hear what they look like as well, And so I do that too. So again, my channeling and everything helps with, and the psychic abilities help with my mediumship. It just kind of like fits right in. It goes all together. So when I get my client on the phone, when they call in, so we go over that list that I said, that there's information they gave me, and again, like I said, I send a snapshot at the end of their reading to them, so they can go over it and say, I didn't remember this, but oh yeah, I remember this now. Or they'll ask somebody. If they don't remember something, they'll go ahead and ask somebody about something. And 9 times out of 10, if not 100%, it's like it's, oh yeah, yep, someone new. I mean, I've had all kinds of stuff. So then when my client gets on the phone, we'll go over everything, like I said, and then we'll go ahead and further that. And then, like I said, they can ask questions, which is, a wonderful thing, because they want to know certain things. Just keep in mind, the passed over is not there to give you every step of your life and tell you what to do in your life. They are there to support you, okay, in the decisions that you make. Try and steer you away from something that might not be good. But again, they only have so much that they could do on the other side, but they do see everything, and they are around you all the time. They're not watching anything crazy, but they are with you. You take a ride in the car sometimes, and you're talking to them, and they're there. They're there with you. So, they get to ask these questions. Now, I also want to put out there, you cannot make a loved one come, show themselves. You cannot make them speak if they show themselves, and you can't make them answer any questions that they don't want to answer. And I do have a client that, want to know something specifically, and their loved one just would not. I've read for her about 3 times or so, and 3 times he refuses to tell her, because she is not able to let it go and go on and live in peace that her loved one so much wants for her, because the circumstances were that it was best that she didn't know, because of different things. I can't say, because all of my readings are confidential. So I don't speak about anyone's readings, just so you know, whether it's the psychic tarot or the mediumship readings. I don't talk about my clients to anyone. And so, that's what they're like, the passed over. They're not going to give you information, if they feel that it's going to be harmful to you or not allow you to move on and heal from the passing. They are with you all the time. It's so wonderful to connect, and having a medium, good medium will be able to do that. There again, I just want you to know that, with any kind of, job capacity, category, anything out there people work in, there are people that are not truthful, just want money, and there are people that really want to help and really are able to connect you with your passed over loved one. So just keep that in mind. So that is what I do. And again, you can go on my site. It's metaphysicalinsight.com. Again, that's metaphysicalinsight.com. And you can go in there and click and see my services. And you can click on any of those services, and it will bring up a full description of that service. So it gives you a better idea before you make your decision on, if you want to choose a reading. And so that's what I do. And if you have any questions or any comments or anything, you can go ahead and leave that in the box below, and I will be very happy to get back to you on that. So I hope this helped a little bit. I'll probably do some more videos to answer other questions that my clients have, and as they come up along the way, and then let you know, so you have, a little more clarification on maybe, what you want to have done, reading, for tarot or psychic. There are just psychic readings too. Some people don't even use tarot cards. And like I said, I really don't need to. I pick up some. Believe me, a lot of people feel comfortable. They want the tarot cards. They like the tarot cards. They like to see if the cards say, and they are fun. And so I use them for that. And then we have the people that want to speak with our, passed over loved ones. And so thankfully and happily, I am able to accommodate that. So if you have any questions, leave a, comment, or, leave the question in the box below, and I'll be happy to get back to you as soon as I can. All right, you guys have a great one. And thank you again for letting me do this video and clarifying things for you. All right, take care.